Team 7, Sarah Leach, Tyler Klein, Joe Udvari, Frank Vollmer, Clinton Martin, and George Weaver. This is our Project 4 presentation on the analysis of English as a second language employees using Porter's 5 forces. Michael Porter introduced a way of viewing 5 things that most influence the business industry. They are called Porter's 5 forces. They are degree of competitive rivalry, supplier power, buyer power, threat of new entry, and threat of substitution. Competitive rivalry is about the competitive advantage that a company has over others in the industry. Supplier power refers to the buyer-seller relationships between the companies in the industry and suppliers to that industry. Buyer power is the impact that the buyer has on the industry. This is like the supply and demand of the buyers in the industry. Threat of substitutes refers to the use of a substitute product from another industry. And various barriers to entrance have to do with the companies establishing themselves within and based on the industry. SWOT analysis is similar to the Porter's 5 forces model in that both are systems developed to analyze the company and the industry that they are in. Porter's 5 forces has to do with more specific facts. It is more thorough, while SWOT analysis requires more assumptions. We have modified the topic to fit this project to analysis on ESL employees in Southern Arizona. First, we look at the degree of competitive rivalry. It is the central force that the other forces stem from. The inherent nature of competition will drive up the amount of ESL employees within all companies in the industry.
In this slide, we're discussing supplier power. Businesses that offer bilingual customer service have a captive audience and are able to charge a higher price for their services. As illustrated in the graph below, the 2000 City of Tucson Census Report shows that over 32% of the total City of Tucson population speaks more than one language in their household. The business, being a supplier to the consumer, has power to charge a higher price because they're able to offer a better service to the customer.
In terms of the power of the buyer, globalization makes it much easier to obtain ESL workers, as well as providing an inexpensive way to recruit them. The United States workplace is increasingly populated with workers whose first language is not English. According to the 1990 U.S. Census, 11.6 million foreign workers make up 9% of the total labor force, composed of 123.5 million. By 2002, approximately 20.3 million accounted for the foreign-born workers. By 2004, there had been 76% increase in those numbers of ESL workers compared to an 11% increase in native-born workers.
Moving on to another one of Porter's 5 forces, we're going to take a look at barriers of entry. Barriers basically reduce the amount of new firms entering a marketplace, and the relevance to ESL employees, in this case barriers of entry, or there are not really many barriers of entry for ESL employees in Southern Arizona. English as a second language employees are commonly hired in Southern Arizona, basically making this an opportunity for both the employer and the employee alike, whereas the employers have more of a pool to draw from for their employees, as well as the employees have more employers looking to hire them. Another barrier of entry could be that ESL employees might solicit a higher wage, basically for their coveted skill of speaking a second language. Lastly, we're going to take a look at the threat of substitution. Organizations might look at different ways for buyers to interact with their organizations. Rather than having live ESL employees take orders from consumers, they might look at alternatives. This could potentially be a way to cut their costs and mistakes that might happen in that interaction. Some of the alternative substitution options that an organization might have would basically be taking a look at different technology advancements, also web-based interactions with consumers, basically by building a web page that consumers can go to order products versus calling live employees. Or an organization can also look at outsourcing their employees to cut down on their costs.